I landed a job at the Sawmill. I showed up, dressed to work, eager to work, and they put me to work right away. They put me on the green chain. I worked there for about 3 days, and then was sort of asked if I wanted to work on the graveyard shift doing cleanup. I mean, why the hell was I working alone after only 3 days on the job?
Young workers enter the workplace with a particular degree of naivety, I think. They enter the workplace with a high degree of inexperience. I think that young workers these days, perhaps even out in some of the more rural parts of the province, have less experience doing things around mechanical machinery, etc. They really don't know the power of machinery. They also are quite often very, very scared to ask any questions. They're scared to ask the question, is there anything else I need to know? Is this safe?
It was just like every other night, and that conveyor was clogged up with bark. And I knew what I had to do. I had to climb in that conveyor and basically get that bark out of there. It was a matter of me getting off this machine. I usually climbed in and jumped off, about a 7-foot jump. And in the midst of turning myself around to get off this machine, my back of my boot got caught in that chain. And as I struggled to release it, my left foot got too close to that roller, and it caught me, dragging my body in its path.
46 young workers are injured every day on the job in British Columbia, every working day. That's an absolutely ridiculous number. In fact, virtually all accidents can be prevented. From my experience, the ways most young people get injured on the job in manufacturing is probably being struck by objects, being caught in machinery, mobile equipment accidents, including mostly forklifts, and one that may not be evident or be expected would be overexertion, musculoskeletal type injuries.
And let me tell you, all sorts of thoughts racing through my head. What was gonna happen to me? Was I gonna die? I remember I kind of had a chance to look down at my leg when I was in the ambulance. My coveralls were cut and torn down the middle, and I almost stood up. I almost caught a peek, but I stopped myself. I was scared shitless to see what it might look like.
From the moral point of view, everybody should go home to their family and their friends and everybody they love. From the legal point of view, there's a legal requirement that happen. And you can be held responsible, whether it's by the board itself or by the courts. You can be held responsible for that, and the repercussions can be quite severe. And from the financial point of view, it's just good business. The secret to any business being successful is minimizing losses. And accidents cause great financial losses. It's just bad risk management to take the chance that a serious accident may happen, one that you could, with some very simple solutions, prevent from happening. It's just bad business.
At the time, I kind of blamed myself. Why was I so close to that roller? Why did I do that? As I've gotten older and more mature, and I've been talking about this and thinking a lot about this, it's like, why was I put in that situation in the first place? Why was I left alone? Why did I not get proper training? I was set up right from the get-go to fail.
In the past, although the requirement to train was there, the way I gathered evidence on that was to talk to workers about what they'd been trained in and try and make the judgment call as to whether they'd been trained in enough. Now there's some specific basic things that are listed in the regulation that must be covered, and there must be documentation of that training.
At the end of the day, I'm the guy who lost my leg. I'm the guy that fell through the cracks, that wasn't supervised.
I would encourage all employers to just start. And sometimes I believe it can be quite intimidating for employers. They don't know where to start. There might be information overload with all of the things that they may have to draw from. But Rome wasn't built in a day. And doing just one thing, looking up one thing that you might be able to understand and grasp and implement in your workplace might save a life.
This is what happens with a young worker who is inexperienced, sometimes doesn't get properly trained, eager to please, doesn't ask questions. This is a result of what can happen. So take a look.